triple, Lily. This is like when we see our opponent's thought sees us 3 turns in a row. When we triple Liliana, that feels gross. That's dumb. That's dumb. This channel brought to you by MinMax Games. Visit minmaxgames.com for all your Magic the Gathering needs. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back right here to Hometown TCG. You guys know me, my name is Josh, and we got a couple things going on the channel right now. First and foremost, those that follow my social media, follow this channel, follow the podcast, know my wife and I just welcomed our beautiful baby girl into the world. So I am a dad. So trying to make time to make content, and thank you all so much for your support during this time. So far, mama and baby, everyone doing healthy. We're not really sleeping right now, so to say. You know, I hear that happens, but that means I'm gonna have to find new and creative ways to make content and kind of get and play and interact with some of the TCGs I love. So expect to see a lot of gameplay coming up, and with October being Magic's 30th, we are going to celebrate by playing a ton of Arena and possibly doing a ladder climb trying to get to Mythic. And we are going to start today with one of the more interesting decks that I've ever encountered. Now, this deck right here is inspired by none other than Mr. Jim Davis. I saw Jim Davis play a Mardu list in Pioneer, and surprisingly much of the list was legal in Explorer. So we're playing best of 3 Explorer. We're playing this Mardu control pile with Sarah Paragon as our value engine. So let's go over the list. We are running 4 copies of Fatal Push and 4 copies of Thoughtseize. Turn 1 interaction in this format are huge, and we're playing black, so there is no reason not to run these 4 cards. Onto the 2-drop slot, we see Blood Tithe Harvester, just a fantastic 2-drop if you're in these colors, really generates a lot of value. You get the Blood Token, which on turn 3 can turn on a Fatal Push often. We do have 4 copies of Vanishing Verse, but this card does come out a lot, and if I'm looking to replace something in this deck already with maybe something else that can be recurred with Sarah Paragon, it would be a couple copies of Vanishing Verse. There's a lot of matchups where this card really hits nothing or hits nothing impactful, and I want to do something more on turn 2. So that's our 2-drops. Moving on to the 3-drops. We know in these colors the 3-drop slot is just a house. Graveyard Trespasser and Fable of the Mirrorbreaker, as always. Bone Crusher Giant, just a value engine, and I was wrong. Liliana the Veil is seeing a ton of play in this format. We're running a 4 of here. It can be recurred with Sarah Paragon. It often gets to Diabolic Edict, come back into play, and Diabolic Edict all over again. It's just chef's kiss. It's so cool. So that's our 3-drop slot. It is pretty packed. It was hard to cut. I think these are must plays. Graveyard Trespasser just being one of the best threats in the format. It's really hard to deal with. On to 4-drops. The aforementioned Sarah Paragon. We are looking to recur some of our value with this card. Now, in matchups where Sarah Paragon is good, it's great. In matchups where maybe we don't really draw a lot of board presence turn 1, 2, and 3, and then just kind of drop a Sarah Paragon with nothing else to do turn 4, it's not great. 2 copies of the Wandering Emperor, and Invoke Despair is an MVP in this deck. There's so many Planeswalkers flying around right now. Often this is kill a Planeswalker, draw 2 cards when it resolves. So fantastic value at 5 mana. I mean, I guess kill a Planeswalker, draw 2 cards, opponent loses 4 life. So lots going on here. Invoke Despair is something we're trying to ramp into often in several, or not ramp into, but just get to in several of our matchups. And finally, we have a couple copies of Farewell. Farewell in this deck, it comes up more often than you think. We have to have Invoke Despair because it deals with Planeswalkers, where Farewell kind of doesn't. It's a little awkward, but you would be surprised how many times we're just kind of playing into farewelling the board, and then playing Invoke Despair, drawing 3 cards, and moving on with our life on the next turn. It's a really cool card. It's a really cool piece of interaction. I love it in this deck. This deck is made to grind. Here's the mana base. If you'd like to pause at this point to go over the mana base, the difference between the Pioneer deck that Mr. the Great Jim Davis runs and us is we are missing some lands that are available in Pioneer that aren't available here. We have made some compensations for that. The weirdest being the Zayator's Proving Ground. It actually is in Jim's list, and it's here too. And if we are planning on grinding another land, another Triumph that can cycle is not the worst thing in the world. So it is finding space in the list. It might just be, it just might not make the cut. There is 4 copies of Savvy Triumph. Moving on to the board, we are a Yorion pile. I'm generally against Yorion piles. If you're playing Yorion for no reason, it just feels like you didn't want to cut down to 60. You're like, I just don't want to cut down to 60. But there is some decent targets for Yorion in this deck. Blood Tithe Harvester, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, Wandering Emperor, you know, our Planeswalkers all come to mind. So we have some options there. But in our sideboard, we are running 2 copies of Duress for the control matchup, 3 copies of Noxious Grasp in the board, 2 copies of Unlicensed Hearse, 2 Abrade, a couple Go Blanks, and Extinction Events. So that's the tech right now. Let's get into some games. Thank you guys again so much for hanging out this month. I'm stoked. I'm excited not only to be a new dad, but to really just kind of focus on some gameplay content for this month. Get down here when I can, play some games, and get up and enjoy some time with my family. So thank you all so much for your always awesome support, and let's get into some games. All right, here we are. We are playing a Jim Davis Mardu pile. This deck is so much fun. When it works, it's just a blast. It's a value engine. I love playing it. We're on the play up. Welcome back to content. All right, this is a far more keepable hand. It looks like we'll probably tuck the Vanishing Verse. I think we tuck the Vanishing Verse. Is there a chance? Is there an argument to tucking the Thoughtseize? No, we're tucking the Vanishing Verse. All right, here we go. What do we got? What are we up against? We will take the Thoughtseize ourselves. Yep. Not much of a choice there. Thoughtseize gone. What is this? Cult Conscript. Return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only if a non-skeleton creature died under your control. Okay, so kind of a value engine. Here we go. We will be dropping the Blood Tithe Harvester. Or what? Fatal Push. Coming down. Am I looking to Liliana here? I think it's Liliana Edict. Opponent goes Liliana. That's what. Yeah, I'm gonna make him sack a creature.
And you think you can win?
I'm gonna make him sack a creature because this makes it feel more likely that he's going to have to put a creature down to deal with the Liliana. Ooh, Boseiju. Boseiju coming down. We are in a little bit of trouble here. We'll see what we draw. Here comes the Trespasser. Take a point. We'll go here. We'll go... Liliana's going to die. Man, this is just not great. Oh, okay. Sure. We'll concede.
Don't think things.
We'll buy a Yorion in case we want to put down a big threat next turn. Okay. Opponent Thoughtseizes away our Yorion, kills our Liliana. We can concede. We can go to the next game. All right. We are against what looks like a creature-heavy control pile. If they're running Liliana, I like taking out Thoughtseizes. Possibly putting in Go Blanks to put them behind on their own Lily. They've got some graveyard interaction, so let's include a copy of Hearse. Maybe 2 copies of Hearse and 1 less Go Blank. Let's prioritize graveyard interaction over Go Blank. Let's drop the Hearse. They're running Tenacious Underdog, so we know that's a good target there. They're running the weird 1-drop cultist, something that I've never seen before. Man, what a weird 1-drop. We're on the play. Let's do it. This is fine. We'll keep. Thoughtseize again? Opponent going turn 1 Thoughtseize. Taking farewell. Drawing Invoke. Alright, let's see if they give us a target for Bone Crusher Giant. Let's see how badly they want to give us a Bone Crusher Giant target. Alright. I will accept your sacrifice, just so you know. Just so you're aware, I will accept your sacrifice. We are moving, slowly moving to Invoke Despair. Liliana. Nice. Sure, Edict. Awesome.
Haven't you
All right.
heard of personal space?
We need to... This is not great. I mean, this is not the best thing in the world. Okay, I mean, that's not the worst. That's fine, that resolves. Invoke Despair is going to get rid of both. I think it's the Godless Shrine here. Alright. So we get the Hearse. We'll Invoke. We'll get the Planeswalker with the Trespasser. We'll draw a card. Not the worst thing in the world. Alright. I think, too, if we get Liliana'd again, we're looking to drop Yorion. Alright. Interesting. Sarah Paragon with nothing to recur. Go figure. I mean, they've got 3 cards in hand. They're just sitting on removal, right? Like... They're just sitting on removal, right? Like, that's all they're doing, right? Thoughtseize. I think I want a Vanishing Verse. I think I'll Vanishing Verse here. And let's resolve the Thoughtseize. Take Sarah Paragon, even though there's nothing... Alright. Give me the Tenacious Underdog and the Shred Lord. Let's crew. Let's get in there. Liliana. It's got to be sack a creature, right?
I've always hated crowds.
Fable. Let's crew. Let's clear Liliana. We're going to hold this. We're going to hold this Savvy Triumph to be able to pitch. Shredlord, okay. We are going to take some bumps here. We'll discard. Yep, that's fine. We'll Invoke. Draw 2. Let's get in there. All right, we got an unlicensed Hearse activation up. Oh! Oh my gosh. Opponent cannot miss. That's okay. We have Lily. I think we have this here. I feel like we're in a really good spot. We're going to Edict our opponent. All right, we get our Edict down. Let's go. Vanishing Verse, a good target here. Or Vanishing Verse, a lot of good targets in our opponent's deck. Our opponent did miss on land a little bit. I think they're at a pretty big advantage against us. They just seem to grind a little better than we do. On the draw, I think I like another Go Blank. I mean, Hearse just did work there. I don't want to get rid of a Hearse. What am I looking to Fatal Push? I think maybe I go down on a no, Fatal Push can hit a lot. Let's go down on... We're gonna go down a Sarah Paragon. There we go. That's the answer. All right, let's get into the last game. Down a Sarah Paragon. On the play, or on the draw, I like the additional copy of Go Blank. Game 3, one of the most exciting things in Magic the Gathering. I mean, if we draw land, which seems to be... Oh, turn 1 Thoughtseize, 3 games in a row. Let's go. Opponent playing Magic the Gathering like a champ. Who could have foreseen this? Opponent has not missed a turn 1 Thoughtseize. There's not really a great target here. Like, yeah, I guess Wandering Emperor. Let's see if they have turn 2 Thoughtseize as well. So we have all of our colors, just not a lot of them, right? Like, what does our opponent want to do? Tapped land. Harvester. Would you like to use a Fatal Push? No? Tireless Tracker. Weird Tireless Tracker here. Lots of ways to kill this thing, which we will be doing. We do not want our opponent getting Tireless Tracker value. Honestly, I like playing Tireless Tracker on turn 4 when I can play it and immediately follow up with a land. Shredlord? Kalitas. Okay, Kalitas comes down. We'll go here, Bone Crusher Giant. Bone Crusher Giant. Try to stave off Kalitas. If opponent wants to use a piece of removal, that resolves. Ooh, that's not great. I mean, opponent can't attack here. What do I need to find? I think Graveyard Trespasser is not very good, but it does give me enough power to block the Kalitas and kill it. So I think we have to keep just in case. Draw Fable. That's fine. I need the ability to cycle some of these cards. We can still kill Kalitas. All right. Did they draw a second Kalitas? Yep, okay. That sounds about right. Okay, we need to draw Farewell, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to draw Farewell. We have 2 white mana. Listen. Never didn't have it. I'm going to keep enchantments, obviously. There we go. All right. Let's find Farewell. We have a swamp to discard in case of Liliana. Castle. Sure. Sure. Sack, draw 2. Another farewell. All right, we're at the top of our mana curve for sure. What? Can we not? Can we not? Can we just not have all of the value all the time, please? Please and thank you. Tenacious underdog. I screwed that up. I screwed that up. That makes me very upset. Makes me very upset that I just screwed that up. No, I'm so mad. That's okay. Castle is still online. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty busted. That's pretty broken. Sure. Pretty obvious farewell coming here. Opponent takes 2. Artifacts, creatures, enchantments, all graveyards. All right. Did opponent continue to draw nothing but absolute gas off the top of the deck? Losing 2. No. All right. Think maybe I can trick him into casting a Thoughtseize here. Drawing an answer to Yorion. Digging for an answer to Yorion. Ranger class. Good game. We get there. Let's go. Okay, sorry for the deep focus there at the end. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we got there on the first game. Let's get on to the next one. Whew. Whew. That was tight. That was close. All right, we've got a game of Explorer coming up right now. We are playing Jim Davis Mardu, and we are on the play. Now, this is a deck that was tried out in Pioneer, but I don't know how well it's gonna perform here. This is wholly unkeepable because our opponent is playing. We have to mulligan. I mean, this is a dead card. I think we put back the Fatal Push, seeing Yorion on the other side of the field. All right. Let's get into this. We got a Dragon Skull Summit. We do have a Blood Tithe Harvester coming down. Oh, what is... List of things I didn't expect to see today. All right. Blood Tithe Harvester down. Ooh, we drew the Invoke. Drawing the Invoke is cool. Drawing the Invoke is a sweet feeling there. This is at least 4 colors. 4-color Omnath, which is weird. These are not the 4 colors we expect. Opponent with the full control mode on full blast there. Another tap land. Sure. Leyline Binding. Okay. Trust the deck. Trust the deck. We're not going to buy Yorion. We're going to look to flash in the Wandering Emperor here. We're going to look to flash in the Wandering Emperor. Opponent making use of the new Leyline Binding. With every triome known to man. Every triome known to man. Opponent, the greediest mana base in the world, and going to be rewarded against the one non-net deck in the format. Good for you, opponent. You're doing it. Opponent is on full control mode again. Oh, sorry. Wandering Emperor. I will has Leyline Binding, please.
Finally, I'm home.
Yep. I will has Leyline Binding, please. I will has Leyline Binding now, please. Wow, you did it. Oh my god, this is killing me. So, opponent looking to wipe the board, but we do have an Invoke to spare to follow up any major board wipe with. What are we doing, man? I want to punish the Leyline Binding target here. So let's see how that goes. Oh my gosh, man. Are you in the game?
I've got new moves to teach you.
I shaved my balls for this? We did all of this for an Omen of the Sea? Are you kidding me? We did this for an Omen of the Sea? Ah. I just passed through my turn because my opponent's going at half a mile an hour. It's fine, I'm sure. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, sure. That resolves. Sure. Sure.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Keep the Paragon on the battlefield. Let's give him some stuff to deal with. We can pitch the blood. The cool thing here is with blood tokens, we can pitch Blood Tithe Harvester every turn, replay it, and be kind of cycling through our deck. So it is a little bit of a combo here in these grindy matchups. But I feel like our opponent at this point is going to drop something that should, at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses X life. Oh, okay. Sure. Sure. Okay. Hive is fine. Invoke Despair is just value. Okay, opponent quits. We go to game 2. So, opponent playing about as slow as possible. Let's see what they're doing. Leyline Bindings, Scarab God, Aether Chandler. I'm assuming that means they're a collected company deck. They're going to use a lot of resources here, so let's bring in Go Blanks. I don't know. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile target creature card from a graveyard. Create a copy. So we have to deal with the Scarab God if it comes down. That's not completely undoable here. I don't like Extinction Event here. Unlicensed Hearse could be a hard threat to deal with. They do play Leyline Bindings though. Creature, planeswalker, the screen or right. I don't think there's a ton of Fatal Push targets in this deck that we're playing against, so we're gonna cut Fatal Push. Maybe up 2 copies of Duress. Down 1 copy of Farewell, maybe? Maybe it's Bone Crusher Giant. Maybe it's down 1 copy of Bone Crusher Giant. All right, let's give this a try. Here we go. We're rolling into game 2. Opponent playing every Triumph known to man. We did draw a Duress, but I don't think we'll be able to play it turn 1. We're going to keep. We're going to keep. We have a Thoughtseize. We have a Duress. We do have a Go Blank. We can kind of pick them apart a little bit, maybe, but we have to draw a land. That's not it. That's not the one. That is not the one, my friend. Oh my goodness. Why? Why is this? Why do you do this? Okay. All right. Well, I'm Thoughtseizing you for sure. I am Thoughtseizing you for sure. Oh, I mean, we take Omen of the Sea here. Like, what? We don't give them free card draw at all. Now, them getting down an Enigmatic Incarnation could be awkward. But we can take that with Duress on this turn. So we can Duress the Enigmatic Incarnation. And we can Vanishing Verse the Fable. And we can just kind of move on with our life. We have a Bone Crusher Giant. We're possibly going to Go Blank next turn. Make a treasure. I mean, that making treasure is probably not great for us. Okay, so he's getting an enchantment card. Searching for an enchantment card. Go Blank is just really good here. Sacrifice another enchantment. That's a human elf cleric. None of these are enchantment creatures. I mean, maybe we need to get through these Go Blanks now. Maybe they're no good. Maybe they're no good. Let's find out. We are going to have to find like an Invoke Despair and a land. So maybe we dig. There's an argument that we dig. I could be convinced that digging is the move here. Now, I also think we're going to have to wait another 40 minutes before our opponent plays a card. So I think we'll be okay. I mean, we have plenty of time to think here. This is... Enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an enchantment card. Yeah, I think this is my block here. Buys Yorion. Passes. Discard up to... Okay. So we discard one of the go blanks, I think. We draw Castle. Oh, and we make a mistake. He keeps the last card in his hand. Very weird. Draw a card, lose one. Sure. Sure, keep making treasure, that's fine. Nothing I can do about it. I mean, it's probably not fine, but... Let's get down this, get down a target to start copying with and say, all right, opponent, you have to do something now. You have to do something. You can't just dirtle and do nothing all day. And we have a lot of good draws off the top of the deck. So many, like, imagine a world where we draw Liliana off the top of the deck. Like, oh, imagine. Just imagine. Okay. Sack the Reflection. Yorion. Brings back the trial. Okay. Do I value drawing or... I mean, I think I see his play pretty straight up. I'm picking the Yorion here. Picking the Yorion here. Let's see. He's got so many good top decks. It's just so bad. We've just blanked on so many lands here. And my play where I made the mistake and that was my fault. But drawn so many blanks. We're dead, so dead to removal. So dead to removal. So dead to removal. Cycles of Triumph. So dead to removal. Dead to removal? Maybe? Maybe not dead? Maybe? Opponent holding their card. I mean, they have all the mana in the world, right? Like, I feel there's no way we're winning this game, right? Okay. Oh, okay. That's... I'll concede. I'll concede on that. Yorions are going to cycle and constantly trigger Trial of Ambition. I think we're going back into the same game with the same game plan. Let's go into game 3. Let's not draw nothing. Let's not draw no interaction off the top of the deck. We had a good start to the game. We had a lot of hand disruption we got in there. My play where I could have Bone Crushed and gone blank, not great. But oh, this is not great news. We're gonna keep anyway. All right, we'll take a Leyline Binding. We have to draw land. My goodness, we have to draw land. Hold on. Let's see. What are we looking at here? We have to draw land. Come on, land. That's not land. Okay, now we need to get in there. All right, come on, land. Come on, land. Please, please. We put our faith in the deck and it goes unwarranted. I mean, this is just funny at this point. Do I look not amused? Because I'm not amused. And that's enough. All right. Moving on to the next game. That was depressing. All right, we are here playing some Mardu control pile. This is about as keepable as it gets, I think. Sure. I mean, I have seen more keepable hands. I have rarely seen less. I'm doing nothing turn 2. Even if I draw, well, let's pass. What you got? No, thank you. All right. Here comes the lily. Here comes the lily. Here comes the Liliana. Just gotta stay ahead of the Prismari command.
About to drop it.
Gotta stay ahead of the Prismari command. Phoenix. Opting. Cast 3 or more instant or sorcery spells. Okay. All right, gotta stay ahead. Consider. Oh, weird. You would think that... Huh. Weird.
I'm tired of your secrets.
I think I should have bought Yorion first. Yeah, I think the play was buy Yorion first. Pretty sure that's the play. Buy Yorion first. Then we can discard Yorion and guarantee ourselves the ability to invoke Despair on this upkeep.
Do not touch
Sure.
me again.
Okay. Look at the top 3 cards, one in the hand and the rest of your graveyard. Sure. 2 Phoenixes. 2 Phoenixes in the yard.
We all have things we want.
Invoke. Draw 3 cards. 2 Phoenixes in the yard. Prismari Command, Liliana. Another Liliana. Okay. Two Phoenixes in the yard. Fable probably coming down. Sitting on 5 mana. I mean, I guess if we draw into Farewell, we want to exile all graveyards, right? Like, drawing into Farewell here and exiling all graveyards would be pretty nuts. Draws 2 cards and discards 2 cards. Lightning Axe not finding a lot of targets here. Not playing the Fable doesn't give my opponent a copy or a target for Lightning Axe, but alright, 2 Phoenixes still in the yard. Something to keep track of. Opponent says oops. Not sure what he says oops about, but definitely an oopsie daisy there. Alright. Strangle. Sure. Sure. Alright. Opponent kills Liliana. Opponent is setting up for the worst day. Sure. Sure.
Fight finished before brunch. Off you go. Something suspicious is going on. And for once, it's not. Haven't you ever heard of personal space? Drop it.
Give me one of those Phoenixes. Go ahead. I think we got this game on lockdown. That was ridiculous. All right. All right. All right, moving on to game 2. Go blanks are good. Unlicensed Hearse is good. Duresses are good. Fatal Push not so good. I argue Vanishing Verse is even not that great, but I guess we run it. Phoenix is though at a 3/2. So Bone Crusher Giant technically good. Sarah Paragon blocks and kills Phoenix. Not having Blood Tithe Harvester in the deck feels weird. All right. Going on to game 2. Triple Lily. This is like when we see our opponent's thought sees us 3 turns in a row. When we triple Liliana, that feels gross. That's dumb. That's dumb. We got to be the dumb ones, but this deck does thrive on the play here. Our opponent thriving on the play, we do see a go blank. Now, we literally just did this. We literally just did this. We know we're not going to draw land, right? Like, we have every opportunity to draw land. Hey, let's go. Faith in the deck. Faith in the deck. Faith in the deck. Faith in the deck. Ledger Shredder. Very bold Ledger Shredder play. Going to go ahead and be honest with you. Like, bold Ledger Shredder play with no protection, no connive up. Like, just imagine I had something to do. Oh, just imagine. It would be crazy. Strategic planning. Look at the top 3. One of them in hand, so he's looking for a land. Looking for a land. Looking for land in all the wrong places, my friend. Looking for land in all the wrong places. Ledger Shredder's so good here. So good here. There's a Drake. All right. We're going to ramp into an Invoke Despair, so let's get down a Graveyard Trespasser. If we draw untapped land, we could play Sarah Paragon next turn. No! So frustrating. So frustrating. So frustrating. So frustrating when an opponent plays so greedy and it works out so well. Oh, we get so boned. Sure. Drew the Farewell. Drew the Farewell. We could try to kill this now. Let's get a life back. Drew the Farewell. Huh. Interesting. The Farewell is quite the draw. Ledger Shredder. Sprite Dragon. This comes down as a blocker, but not a good one. Our only chance is to ramp into Farewell, so we need to draw some cards. We need to take another look. So this Shredder's not going to live anyway. We're going to take what? Ooh, 5 here? Go to 11? Not great. Not great. Let's make sure. Black, 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 black. White. We drew the land. We're going to be able to Farewell. We're going to gain a life. Can't block anyway. That's fine. Okay. Does opponent tap out? Do we get to drop the Farewell and go to work? Strategic planning. We're at 12. I don't think we can die here. Maybe I'm wrong. Cathartic Pyre, no. Strangle. I haven't seen a Spell Pierce, have we? I mean, Spell Pierce kills us. Exile all creatures, all enchantments, all graveyards. Pick all modes. Go to 4? This doesn't seem great. Being at 4 here doesn't seem great. Being at 4 here does not seem great. A lot of interaction from our opponent, not a lot from us. Doesn't seem great being at 4. Consider. Draw, discard. Okay. I mean, I think there's no world 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think there's no world we don't go blank here. Was that a test of talents? That was a test of talents. Let's get down a flying blocker. Get down a body. Not great. Gotta play this carefully. Must play this carefully. Alright, Brazen Borrower returns us to our hand. Cycle land. Let's draw. We have enough black mana. Let's stay with white. Let's go Sarah Paragon. Test of Talents. Counter target instant or sorcery spell. So it can't counter my Wandering Emperor. Okay. Sprite Dragon. Wandering Emperor.
Run away. You'll be safer.
Let's avoid them chaining off next turn.
My judgment is final. Remember your training.
All right. All right, let's see. What do you got, opponent?
Strike fast and strike hard.
If he's got a bounce spell, we can't win anyway. If he's got a bounce spell, we can't win anyway. Oh no, what am I doing? That's so frustrating. That's so frustrating. What am I doing? Good game. Oh, that's so frustrating. All right, we got in the tank. We got there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to click like, comment, share, subscribe. And again, thanks for being patient with me while I navigate fatherhood. I appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh, and we'll see you around.
it.